Champagne on the lawn in the sunshine, and some very fancy cars. Lots of posh people with blazers and chinos left, right and centre. Hosted in the heart of London, one of the most expensive pieces of real estate in the entire city. A pretty expensive asking price at £45 a ticket for the afternoon, and some elite level sponsors and exhibitors. So that poses the question, is this event for the car enthusiast, or is it just a networking event for the London elite? I've heard the London Concours described as exclusive, elitist, even unwelcoming by some people, but it really is one of the very few places where you'll see some of the best cars in the world brought together. I'm back here for a second year to see whether this is just a garden party with cars for financiers and bankers here in the city of London, or whether it really is an event for the true enthusiast. I'm David, this is Autobunker. Let's get into the London Concours. If you've not been to the event before, the cars are presented in groups, and the dream car section is what welcomed you into the showground this year. The Wild Cars group has some great cars. I'll pick out some favourites later in the video. I mean, I know it's mandatory for Alfa Romeos to be red, pretty much like Ferraris, but they're all red on the stand here. And there's definitely a colour theme at this year's show because the dream cars at the top end of the showground are all in yellow as well. It's really striking and effective. Looks very, very cool. There are plenty of cars rolling around to go up to receive their prizes or have an interview with the compere. The winner of the show wasn't this one, but spoiler alert, it was yellow. Cars by the main building are changed on each day of the show, and on the Tuesday when I went, it was Porsche perfection. I reckon a cheeky little 924 or 944 might be the cheapest ownership route to getting a car into this display. This collection of Group A rally cars is super nostalgic. There's some absolute icons from my childhood. I remember blasting through the stages of Chatsworth House and various other places. There's an E30 M3, a Legacy, a Calibra, a Celica, a Lancer, all sorts of stuff down here. A really cool selection. Some of these cars had superb pedigree as well. This Escort Mark III RS 1600i was driven by Louise Aitken Walker, and the Celica on display had been pedalled by Carlos Sainz himself. I really like the stalls around the edge of the main displays. I'm standing in front of a Resto Mod electric converted Toyota Land Cruiser, and for sale here is a super special Aston Martin V12 Vantage, a custom Spitfire edition with all sorts of little design and engineering touches that pay a homage to the great aircraft. It's really lovely inside. I've got some stills, I'll try and drop them into the video. The design touches on the inside of the car were lovely, with special aluminium parts and sheepskin rugs, and the boot came with Spitfire bitter and flying jackets. Perfect. My main job is in project controls, project management for infrastructure projects, not cars, but I'm often in London looking pretty smart, so I fitted right in when I came over this afternoon in my blazer and chinos. I absolutely love this Challenge Stradale. The prices for these are going absolutely crazy. This one is for sale and it is listed at a mere £430,000. That would have been a very brilliant investment 10 years ago. I think I have found my favourite car of the show, quite possibly the Bora Motorworks Escort Mark 1. It's so lovely. Look at it in its Alan Mann racing livery as well. Super smart. I had a fascinating chat with Simon Goodliff, the Chief Technical Officer of Bora Motorworks, and he was explaining how his 40-year product design career at Ford was instrumental in them winning their commission to recreate the iconic Mark 1 Escort. It is slightly more expensive than the original, with an asking price of £300,000. There is no price next to it. I have a funny feeling that this sculpture of a Ferrari 250 GTO is worth more than any of my cars, and it's just an imitation in stainless steel of the real thing. Speaking of Ferraris, this Evoluto Resto Mod of the F355 was absolutely beautiful. The interior had been completely retrimmed and re-engineered. Stunning. I am 100% sure that this is a case of if you have to ask the price, then you certainly can't afford it. I managed to grab a chat with Armajan Arable, the Chief Technical Officer and founder of Electron Motors. He was presenting this stunning Quasar, an all-electric car that's being built out of Stuttgart. He was describing some of the challenges of engineering this car through the COVID pandemic and talking through the practicalities of some sensible decisions like using standard Porsche-sized tyres to avoid development costs. This wireframe model of the Quasar was really lovely, but I must admit I was somewhat distracted by the Defender from Penhaligon's next door. We're in the wild cars section here. There's a Morgan Midsummer, and you know the Autobunker love for a Morgan is very strong. This is such a cool car, absolutely sparkling in the bright sunlight this afternoon.
You know, they were looking at the Ferrari 250 GTO at the time, and they were trying to find ways of making the E-Type more and more aerodynamic.
So we are actually on a cricket ground here, right in the centre of London, and hiding away behind all the stands and fancy cigar stalls is the actual scoreboard. The cars have been scored though, and it was a Lamborghini Countach Periscopo, one of the very early cars in yellow from the Dream Cars class that won the Best in Show prize. Mercedes-Benz were the only modern-day manufacturer at the show, with the stunning AMG GT, even if it was in a dull grey. I have to say the Maybach was just a little too on the bougie side for my tastes, but it seemed to be getting quite a bit of attention from other people at the show. I have spotted two of Harry Metcalf's cars here. This one is a repeat from last year. This was in the Dream Cars category last year, I think, and now it's in the Porsche Sonderwunsch section, and his newly acquired 928 is hiding behind all those people over there, rightly capturing a lot of attention. I'm stopping to get some refreshments, falafel wrap, and of course at the London Concours, the food stalls of cool trailers and vehicles as well. Very nice. The Alfa Romeo display had a strange magnetic effect. I just kept coming back to these cars. I managed to grab some walk-around tours. They'll come to the channel very soon. Sort of shuffled into the corner by the mega supercars, the Ferrari F40s, the AMG 1s, the Aston Martin Valhallas. There's an absolutely beautiful Porsche 924, and I am a sucker for these Diablos. I absolutely love them. I think they're such a modern classic when it comes to wedge-shaped supercars. I secretly like this one the best out of all of those fancy cars, I think. This tribute to the Alfa Tipo 33 Stradale by Automotive Artisans was off the scale lovely. There are only going to be 33 of these recreations ever made. Before I came here, I thought that the cars would be a memorable part of the day, and they definitely were. Some cars I'll never see again, cars that are worth multiple times more than my house, and it was a real pleasure to see them. But what I enjoyed most about today wasn't really the cars, it was the people, because once you get past the surroundings and the ticket price and the smart suits, it's actually the shared passion for cars that unites everyone here, particularly the owners and the exhibitors. And everyone is so welcoming and so kind, I have found, that you can have incredible detailed chats with people who own the most amazing machinery. We might be operating in different circles when it comes to budgets and what cars we can afford, but what we are all united by here is the passion for cars, for engineering, for automotive excellence, and that's what makes the London Concours such a special show. I'm David, this is Autobunker. I really hope you've enjoyed my quick trip around the show. Thank you for watching. Another video coming along very soon.